Greetings YouTube, JC with a video about audio, and today we're going to talk about the Denon DP-23F turntable. This is not a Denon DP-23F that you're looking at now. This is the Denon DP-300F, which is the current high-end offering from Denon for a turntable, and they sell for around $329. I've actually been looking at this turntable for quite some time, and I was considering buying one, because there are a lot of positive things about the turntable. It has a very good Tonearm on it, and it is fully automatic, which is something that I like. However, it's got some drawbacks. The cartridge that comes with the turntable is a no-name cartridge, and finding any real specifications on it has been next to impossible. Second of all, this is a belt drive turntable, and if we scroll down on the Needle Doctor website here and take a look at the specifications, you will see that this particular turntable just does terrible for wow and flutter. The specification is 0.10%. That's very high for a turntable. I called Needle Doctor and they were very nice, and I asked them, I said, have you ever had one of these turntables returned because the speed was off? And they said, no, that wasn't really a problem. So I was thinking about getting the turntable, but I really didn't like the belt drive, and the other thing that I didn't like about it is that it has a built-in preamp. And that in itself is an issue because I have found out that a built-in preamp in a turntable can color the audio even when the preamp is turned off, because the cartridge has to go through the electronics in the amp before it gets to the amp in your receiver or your outboard amp, however you have it hooked up. So that was another concern. I called Denon to ask about these things, and I was supposed to get a call back last week, but I never heard from them. But that's okay, and I'll show you why. While I was surfing the web looking for information about the Denon DP-300F, I came across this on eBay, which is the Denon DP-23F. Now this turntable is direct drive, and it looked to be in pretty good condition. So guess what? I got it. Before I get into showing you the turntable's operation, one thing I wanted to point out, these are the specifications from the manual from Denon, and I want you to look at the wow and flutter numbers here. Below 0.02%, I'm not exactly sure what the difference is between JIS and servo system, but the other one is 0.03%. Now that's more like it. One very intriguing feature of this particular turntable is the fact that it has a electronically controlled tonearm. When you set the tracking force, you're not actually physically moving a spring or something like that. The tonearm dials in the tracking force, and it actually creates the pressure on the stylus. Whatever you dial up is what you get. So it's part of the lifting mechanism. It also puts the anti-skate in automatically. So if you dial up 2 grams on the tracking force, then you automatically get 2 grams of anti-skate. Let's take a look at the real thing. Well, here is the Denon DP-23F turntable, and the date code on it is 887. So that makes this machine just about 23 years old. And we're going to jump in here and take a look at some of the features and run down the controls and some of the other nifty things about it. Well, the first thing that's really interesting about this particular turntable is how the speed is maintained. There is no speed adjustment or pitch control, but yes, you are looking at a magnetic head, and if you look at the platter here, you'll see that there is this magnetic layer that runs all the way around this rim on the inside. And what happens is that the magnetic head picks up a signal from that ring as the turntable spins, and that signal, see if I can get this centered with one hand. You know how fun stuff like this can be. And what happens is that signal is matched up to the output from a quartz crystal, and when they match up, then you know that the turntable is running on speed. Denon did something really interesting here. They put their name on the underside of the mat. So when I got this turntable, the mat was actually upside down, but that's the way it's supposed to go right there. because you always see that little notch where the edge of a 7-inch record would be. Okay, let's take a look at some of the controls here. You have the power on and off right there. And here's where you select the size of the record, not the side. And this is where you select the speed, 33 or 45. This is the Quartz lock light, and I'll show you what that does in just a couple of moments. It's got a repeat function. When the repeat is on, then the turntable will actually play the side of a record over again. Here is your lifter for cueing, and then over here you have start and stop. Moving on up here, here's the Tonearm. Got a Shure M97XE cartridge on here, and I do apologize for the video quality, but it's a black turntable, and this is the best light that I can get to it where it is. And this is the one thing that's missing. There's supposed to be a set screw here that holds this head shell in place. Now, this head shell is not going anywhere. The plug is very tight, so it does not affect the operation of the turntable. Moving on up here, this is where you set the tracking force, and this is the rear end of the Tonearm, and you'll see the counterweight there. This part of the Tonearm does not move up or down. This is the only part that moves, is the actual part here. And then you have a place for your 45 adapter over here. So let's put a record on it and see it in operation. Well, here we are with a record on the turntable, and we're ready to demonstrate the play and how the automatic works. I love this feature I'm about to show you right here. You take the lifter and you turn it on like so, and you hit the start button. The turntable starts up the platter and then positions the Tonearm over so I can come in with my record brush with it spinning nicely and ready to go. And I can clean the record off and make sure that there's no extra dust. Now let me show you how this Quartz lock system works while we're here. You see that the light's on now, so if I stop the turntable from spinning and I'm just holding it, you see that the Quartz lock goes out. It's not getting the signal from the platter and that magnetic head there that it uses to lock up the quartz signal coming from the crystal. So now that we have our record clean and we're ready to go, let's give it a play. Let's not play too much of that. I don't want to get in trouble. And then when the record gets through playing, of course, then it will go to the end and automatically pick up, and it will stop itself. A fantastic eBay find. And all I got to do is see if I can get one of those little set screws, mainly for cosmetic reasons, because the cartridge is held in there quite tightly. But it is the Denon DP-23F turntable, made in 1987, and as I was talking about in the earlier part of the video, it beats the crap out of the current model Denon turntable that closely approximate this particular model. And the only bad thing, I got that one screw missing, and then I have some scuffs on the cover, but got some folks who have some ideas about restoring that. And the cartridge did not make the shipment, the one that was on there. It was messed up anyway. So I put the Shure M97XE on, and it turned out to be a super match for the turntable. This is my M97XE that I was running on the Audio-Technica for a while. Didn't like the sound of it on the Audio-Technica. Blame the cartridge. It was actually the turntable. Works beautiful here. It's all properly aligned and everything. The DP-23F is an awesome turntable, and it sounds wonderful, and it's a perfect match for the Shure M97XE cartridge. If you'd like to hear what the Shure M97XE sounds like, check out my video called Shure M97XE Audio Sample. Real creative title there, huh? This is a picture that the eBay seller took of the turntable. If I were Denon, I would go back to making machines like this instead of making machines with belt drive in them that have extremely high wow and flutter numbers and no way to ensure that the turntable is running on speed. You might be able to sell that one for $400, because if I could find a new turntable for $400 that had all of the features as this turntable from 1987, I would definitely snap it up in 2 seconds flat. Although this one has a few cosmetic problems, the actual function is perfect. So I am thinking that this will be my main turntable for a long time to come. Thanks for watching. JC, Bad Edit Pro, waving bye-bye.